Hello, this is Adam with DreamMade Productions. This video is made possible by the very kind donations of viewers like you. Thank you. If you are in a position to help this channel improve quality and grow, please visit my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below.
It is the 31st century, and mankind is once again at war. The battlefields of the future are dominated by huge robotic war machines known as battlemechs.
Hello! So, I thought I would just give a little preview, do a quick little video on this. For those of you who don't know, I recently started a new job, and while it pays a lot less and is kind of crappier all around, at least there's a little bit of downtime in it here and there. I can't leave my computer and I can't really do anything else, so I broke out some of the BattleTech minis and have been touching up paint jobs on some of them that I've used before. Kind of wish I had done this before and after, before I started painting. Well, some of these were already painted. I was just, paint was peeling off and stuff, and wanted to add some more details to them. Kind of wish I had done this before I started doing that, but these are some of the ones that I've touched up paint on or are starting to put, like this one had a base coat of the glossy black on it. I'm going to go and put some details in it, like the cockpit here and some other details. This one I haven't really started with. I just did the base. And this Shadow Hawk here, he had this kind of dull blue paint that was starting to kind of peel off, and his missile launcher had come off many years ago, and I thought I had lost it, but I found it in that repair box that was at my friend's house. So I glued it on there and gave him not a new paint job, but I went back over him with a more glossy, pretty blue, and then added some details to him. I still have a few things I want to do to him, but I have something else I want to show you, and a little project I'll be working on as time permits. So I managed to get my hands on some more 3D printed minis. I'm not going to say where exactly I got these, but clearly these are 3D printed. I've got a Panther here, a very good looking unseen Thunderbolt, an unseen Wolverine, got another Urban Mech, a Sentinel, a Dervish, a Crab, gotta love the Crab, Vindicator, and a Fire Starter. So as time permits, I'm going to be painting these and continuing this video, just showing off what I have managed to do. I know I've been told I'm too hard on myself with my painting skills. I guess I've run into people that could just do, amazing things with painting. So, but I'm going to do my best with these and see if I can't make them look better than the the unpainted minis that I usually use in my videos. Hopefully that'll increase the video quality some. And you guys can let me know what you think of my painting, and if you have any tips or tricks that you've learned for painting. Anyway, I'll continue this video once I get some of these things painted up. Alright, so I kind of wanted to give a midway update on my painting. So, got the Rifleman painted up nice here. Got him on a hex base. It's a 3D printed plastic hex base, but at least it keeps him from toppling over so easily. Got his window cockpit painted there. Nice blue. Just need to do some highlighting on him and some different colors, some type of striping or something, and he'll be more or less done. I got the Warhammer pretty much done. Put him on a hex base too, got it green, touched up where the paint was flaking off in several places. His arm came off, I got it put back on and really on there good now. The blue was real faded and chipping off, and the black was real faded and chipping off, so I did that. Touched up his rear a little bit there. Looking good. Never found his missile launcher. And then I pretty much completely redid the Shadowhawk. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the base blue or not. I am for now, but eventually I'll probably make it black or brown or something. Green. But yeah, I have a few more details I want to do on him. I tried something a little different. I tried painting the cockpit white since the rest of him's blue, but that looked really weird, so I took a little bit of extra blue paint that I had, mixed it with water, put it on there, and then brushed it off to give it that kind of glass look. Looks more like it's just dirty, but hey, I've tried something, and you know, painted a little 4 on there when I was painting his missiles, which didn't turn out the best, but whatever. And then his little symbol there, that was originally supposed to be something else, but it's hard to paint so small with a little paintbrush, so it just kind of turned out as a down arrow. But I think he looks a lot better than he did. I put his missile launcher on here, so he's got his SRM2 now. Next up, I have the mechs that I had at least some paint job on before I started. Start off with this Irby. He was already painted black with some white on him. I put some yellow on him. I don't think he had the yellow before. And I put the blue. I kind of put a little too much up here at the top, trying to give him a look of, you know, that he's got a cockpit in there some. I took the Valkyrie and put a little green on him to go with the blue. The blue that he had on him originally, which is still mostly there, was this really cheap, like dollar store paint that I had bought to see how well it would work, and it worked really badly. So I just used some of my hobby paint to give him a little bit more color, and to put his missile launchers on there, and his cockpit I just did in pure white. Next up was the other Irby, the green one. I think he already had some white on him, I don't remember, but you know, I gave him a little more white, painted here for his cockpit, did a little bit better job there trying to get it in there to show that he has a cockpit. And then called him 15, so 10 Arabic numbers, 10 Roman numerals, 5 Roman numerals, 5 Arabic number. Just figured it would give him a little more personality. Next we got the red one. Went a little more detailed with him. Added some black and some white, and probably did about the best job with his cockpit. Most all of the paint got actually inside where I was aiming for it, with just one little part right there that didn't. But I got another Irby there. And then my longbow, just did a little highlight here with the white and did his windows, and it turned out pretty decent. I've got some more highlights and another tone to do with him, and just finding the time to sit down and paint now is getting harder and harder. Work is picking up more and more, so my time is very limited now. Then there was the Marauder. I don't think I really did anything to him. I think I covered up one little thing where some paint had chipped, and that was about it. I was pretty happy with his paint style, except where I tried doing jeweling and failed miserably. It's just, I don't know, painting is not my thing. I can do a basic paint job like this, but to try to do the fancy stuff where I watch YouTube videos and painting tutorials, I just suck. I can't do it. I'll just stick to basic paint jobs. Next, let's take a look at some mechs where I've got the base paint work done. So I got the Wolverine here. He's looking good in that green. Got the Dervish in the green. I like how he kept a lot of his details. This green really makes the details pop. Got the Crab. Looking forward to throwing this down on the tabletop. My experience with the Crab has been limited but very good. I've liked it so far. Classic Vindicator. Got my Panther. Mech Warrior Online style. Looks really good. And my Fire Starter. So still got to do quite a bit of work with these to put some details on it. Make it more than just one color. All right, let's take a look at some that I've got either done or almost done. All right, next up I have the Urban Mech and the Thunderbolt. These guys were kind of going to be Lance leaders. They got a white paint scheme for certain reasons. And as you can see, I used gold to kind of give them some detail to make them a little bit more important. I'm going to do his windows and hopefully do it in blue and make it look pretty good. This paint didn't show the detail off quite as good as the other. I mean, you can really see that it's paint. Whereas the green, which is the exact same brand, did much better. I don't know if it's just because of the gloss that the green has, and this is a flat white. I don't know. Anyway, got the Urban Mech. I'm going to do a few more details on him. Mostly the windows, but a few little things here and there that I want to do. And of course, finish the base. Here's the Thunderbolt. Now, the Thunderbolt had turned out okay. I kind of messed up down here, and my paintbrush, it did fairly well with his lines down here. Camera will cooperate. There we go. I did fairly well down here, but as you can see, my paint got out of hand up here, and I just went ahead and painted the whole thing. Probably going to try to go back through with white and cover some of that up. I'm going to try to do his windows down here. maybe a few more details. I gave him a little symbol here and an X or Z on this side. And as you can see, I was trying to do lines on his missile launcher and messed up. So, don't know if I can salvage that or if I'll have to repaint it white and redo the gold. I don't know. But I have a few little things I'm going to do with him to try to make him look a little bit better. And I got plans for all these mechs for an upcoming video. Well guys, I'll check back in with you one more time once I get these things where I'm as happy with my very, very, very amateur painting skills can be, and we'll see the finished product. Well guys, let me know below, do you have any simple yet, effective painting tips for somebody like me that's not very artistically inclined? How to get the best out of these paints that I use that literally I just go to Walmart and pick up, was it Apple Barn or something? I don't know, I just can't justify spending, a lot of money on like Citadel paints and stuff like that. I tried to use stuff like that before, somebody let me, and I just did a bad job with it. So if I'm gonna have a bad job or a bad job, at least let it be a cheap bad job versus an expensive bad job. But very much open to any advice or tips. Hello! So, I've got them more or less done. So now we can see my bad painting job. So we've got the Sentinel here. Did blue and gold. He's going to be a Lance leader for my upcoming little project. Got his white missiles, and when I do a blue mech, I make kind of the windows white because, well, I don't really know a better way to do that. Just make it stand out a little better. I think it turned out pretty well. With some of these, I still have a few little touches to put on. Next up, I have this old urban mech. I really didn't change much about that. Put in a few little more details on it, and that's about it. Here we have the fire starter. For the regular blue Lance, I did blue and kind of this dull olive green to kind of put some detailing on it. Again with the white windows, and I was thinking about doing the tanks here for the flamers back when it's a carryover back when they were probably still going to have flamers as ammunition weapons, but I did these tanks in white. I was initially going to try to do them in like yellow, put like yellow stripes on them, but it's just too small. I couldn't get it to the detail to work right. So I just did it as white tanks to give it, more of a pop there. I do wish with the olive green it was a little more glossy, like a semi-gloss, instead of just the flat green. But otherwise it looks like it turned out pretty well. Next up I have the Wolverine. Again, did gold because he's going to be a Lance leader. Put in his white missiles. Not sure about here on the camera so well, but I did do the blue of his cockpit. The Wolverine has kind of an oddball cockpit on it. Put a little black back here to kind of accent where the missiles have burned away the paint as they fired. Got another Irby. Just put some more details with like a 10 on one leg and a 5 on the other. Got it in Roman numerals 15. Just pretty good basic job there. I touched up this Valkyrie. Put the green on there, windows in white, and his LRM-10 there, and then his laser. We have the Urban Mech Lance Leader here in white and gold, and with his blue windows. With this paint, white paint, went on pretty, I don't know, thick. It just, I don't know, it's got kind of like a heavy look to it that I didn't really mean. Robbed it of some of its details. But, all in all, not too bad. Next up, I have this longbow, which I went ahead and painted. Got black, white, and yellow. Got a little battle damage here, up there. Got that yellow to really pop. That's one of my favorite paint schemes, is black and yellow. Let's take a look at this Thunderbolt. He's also white with gold. He's also going to be a leader. I went ahead and did the lasers in red. We got his blue windows there. And then red missiles. And then black back here for the blowback from the missiles. I think he turned out pretty well. I made a few mistakes in there, like, you know, it's a little too heavy there. You know, this side got a little too much gold on it, but might go back and touch that up, or I might just leave it. It's so hard to get just these stripes just right with my little brush. Next up, got another Urban Mech. Got it in red, black, and white. Got his little blue windows up there. Just touched him up some. Next up, I have the Dervish. Got him in green and red. His white LRMs. And then black for blowback, and black where I'm assuming his jump jets are. So, another one that I think turned out pretty good. Next up, we have a crab. Again, in green and red. Got his guns in yellow, and his windshield in blue there. Crab is a fun mech to play. I can't wait to throw him down on the table. Got the Vindicator, also sporting green and red. Yellow lasers, red tip on his particle cannon there, and his LRM-5. Also did black back here for his jump jets exhausts. And finally, we have a Panther here, blue and olive green, white missiles, white windows, red PPC. All right, so these are some of the better mechs that I've done. Like I said, I am far from being a good painter. I've seen the amazing things some people have done. With all their washing and stuff, and how they get all the little details to really pop, whereas I just kind of paint over them and hope for the best. One of these days I'm gonna have to like find somebody to actually, when I have some time to sit down and kind of teach me some of the stuff that I just don't know. You know, and I can't learn just from painting videos. They just make it look so easy. I need somebody to grab the paintbrush from me and say, no, do it this way, dummy. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with the way these turned out. With my job being as crazy as it's been, when I've had a few minutes here and there, at night before I go to bed, I'd like to sit down and just turn on some music or something and just paint on these some. And it has helped lower my stress level. And it has taken me forever just to paint these because things here have just been so crazy lately. Work is finally starting to slow down, so I'm hoping that I can put more time into videos and the other projects I'm working on. I'm still selling stuff on eBay, trying to pare down and get some of this old stuff out of my house and raise money. Let me go grab some of the tools that I use so you can see exactly how I paint these things. Alright, when I got figures that I'm painting, I usually keep them in one of these smaller tackle boxes. These are going to be set aside for my upcoming use. But yeah, I like to keep them in here, keep them out to dry, and then if I don't finish, I'll put them back in here to just kind of keep them clean and safe. So let's take a look at some of my tools. Let's move this thing out of the way. I have these little trays here. These are, I don't know, kind of remind me of my lunch tray when I was in school. I found a bunch of these at a thrift store one time. I gave a bunch of them away, and then I kept 2 or 3 of them, I think. I got 2 here, and then I thought I had another one. It might be in storage somewhere, but I just used one of these cheap little pallets or whatever you want to call it, and just put a bunch of different colors in it if I'm doing a bunch all at once. As you can see with how dirty it is, I've had this one for a long time. I don't remember where I got it, either from Michael's or maybe even a dollar store or something. I've had this for a really, really long time. For just globbing paint on, when I'm doing like a base paint or something, I use just one of these really cheap little kid paint brushes. It does a fine job when I'm just putting on primer or a base coat or something that I really don't care about the details all that much. And they're super cheap. You can go to the dollar store and buy these. They sell them at Michael's. If they get dirty or paint gets on them too badly, I'll just toss them and go on. For detail work, I use this tiny paintbrush here. That's how I got like the little lines and details on. And honestly, these are the 2 that I use the most. This to put on the base coat and this to do the accents. I do have other things I use. I have a whole bag here of different paintbrushes and stuff I bought over the years. There's some more of the super cheap little kids paintbrushes. Different paintbrushes of different sizes. Got some of these foam ones here. Some of the bigger ones. I was originally going to paint some models, like, Enterprise stuff like that, but I've tried painting them before and they always turn out really bad, so I just kind of gave up on that. I keep these around more as backup than anything else. Honestly, 90% of the painting that I do get done with these 2 paintbrushes, or this paintbrush or a paintbrush just like it, and a paintbrush like this or something very similar. Now let me go show you some of the paints that I use. Like I said, it's just the Walmart stuff, so it's nothing special. Alrighty, I didn't grab every paint that I have, but I grabbed a couple of them. We got some Craft Smart, just regular black here. Ones that I use a lot of, like black, green, blue, different ones like that. Red, I'll grab a big bottle of it, and that lasts a really long time. Here's Apple Barrel. I'm pretty sure this is Michael's, and I'm pretty sure this is Walmart brand. So I use these. And then for smaller ones, I'll get smaller bottles. I really like these metallic colors. They have that shine to them. And I've got 2 different versions of, metallics, dazzling metallics, and folk art or folk flirt or something. So yeah, I just kind of go grab these. I have used like Gamers Workshop stuff before, Citadel paints. I've just never really seen the point in them. They're really expensive, and in my very amateur hands, they don't turn out that much better. So I just kind of stick to this. Maybe if I learn to paint really well and have time to sit down and really put time into it and stuff, I'll like the more professional paints. But this is what I use to get those results. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick little look at me painting some mechs. One of these days I'm going to do a stream. That way you can see it in real time. Let me know below if you have any painting tips, if you have any videos that you can suggest that can make things really simple for someone like me that, you know, I took a few art classes in high school. Like, I'm just not very art inclined. I like doing it, I just kind of suck at it. But anyway, let me know below if you have any suggestions, any ways to get better results out of cheap paint like this, if I'm doing something blatantly wrong, what you think of the minis. And as always, I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come. Hello, this is Adam with Dream Made Productions. Thank you for watching my content. It really means a lot that you have given me the chance to entertain you. If you would like to support the channel, please visit my Patreon at patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below. Also below is a link for PayPal, or links if you would like to send crypto, if that's more your thing. Please know any amount that you give will be cherished and used to upgrade equipment and improve the channel. You can also help the channel by subscribing, turning on notifications, liking, commenting, and sharing my channel with anyone you think might be interested. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come.